Hi, I'm Melissa,
And I'm Amber.
and you're listening to the AM Podcast. So, in today's episode, we are going to wrap up the year 2020. In addition to our 2020 wrap up, we're going to talk about some of the most interesting or shocking news topics that came out of 2020, our favorite comebacks and releases, and then we're also going to do a fun K-drama related quiz.
Before we start this episode, though, we would like to take a moment to thank you all for the first amazing year of this podcast. We had listeners from 26 countries, which we never thought would happen. You know, we thought it would just be like 2 people listening the whole year. And then we were just like, whatever. We just, we really love K-pop, and we really just wanted to get out there and just share what we thought and hear what others thought. So we truly appreciate it, and thank you for the support.
Okay, so first thing that we're going to talk about is our wrap up of the year 2020. So a lot's been happening. A lot happened this year. I guess the big elephant in the room is, we unfortunately had, the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's impacted our lives as well as the lives around the world. But I mean, Amber, how has your life changed, with COVID-19?
I'm stuck inside. Like, okay, honestly, it's crazy because I will say this, it really showed me how like unsanitary we were as a world because like you never really would have thought about like how close you stand next to someone, or how much like you may like just your bodily fluids gets on other people without you knowing. Or how like you would have never thought like food workers, like here in the United States, they don't wear any mask or any type of like covering.
Yeah.
So if they're talking, it's getting on your food, and like that's stuff you would have never thought about, like having to wipe down. It was just a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I would walk around with hand sanitizer, and I would put hand sanitizer on my hands, like if like there wasn't a bathroom or anything, or it's something that I just like really quickly needed to disinfect my hands. But this year really showed me that like we just need to be a little more health conscious.
I agree.
And yeah. And I think the most impact it had was the fact that like usually I'm used to like Melissa, you and I, we go places. So it really like we were able to do. I mean, luckily it really didn't hit the US until like late February, early March kind of. So we were able to go to like a few maybe we went to like one concert.
I think one.
One concert, and we really didn't do anything else, but like we had so many plans for this year, and so it really stopped us from doing that.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what you were saying about like, how maybe we need to be a bit more health conscious. Like I think like we all kind of knew that, at least in food service, they should be wearing gloves, or for some, I don't know, I feel like sometimes depending on the type of restaurant or whatever, like I feel like we were always more concerned about like our hands and where our hands were touching and stuff. And I don't think we were really focused on like the things that come out of her mouth. And so that was interesting. And so I'm wondering, if moving forward with everyone, who wants to get the vaccine gets the vaccine, if that's something that's still like moving forward. Like I just wonder if that's something that's going to be implemented in food service now, wearing masks of some sort. I don't know, because I never really thought about that. You never really think about that, when you go to like these like buffet style type of places that are so popular now. And so that was interesting. But also speaking of that, like I missed, because like even before, we had to stay at home, we didn't really go out to do that much, but we did like to go out to eat. And so that was one thing for me. I feel like that's like the biggest impact that I'm feeling like having to basically stay home. So, like I'm not able to go out and eat. Like just yesterday, I was like craving Korean barbecue, so I just ordered some delivery, and it wasn't the same. I mean, because they cook the meat for me. I mean, they have to. I mean, to transport it because I can't cook it. Anyways, but like things like that, like I miss like going out to restaurants. And I mean, I know like dining is open in some places, but I don't really trust that doing that just yet. I'd rather just wait until it's later on, maybe not this year, maybe later on 2021. I'll feel more comfortable actually going out to a restaurant. But until then, I've just been doing delivery and curbside pickup and like takeout. I really don't even like going to restaurants because I don't like having to pull the door handles. I don't know. It's just I still get a little about it, but also I guess on a different side, I also discovered TikTok this year. Because last year, the year before, because like I feel like a lot of millennials in general hopped on TikTok this year because we always thought of it as like a Gen Z app and like people just younger than us on this app. But I don't know, TikTok is fun. But so that's kind of something that was kind of fun, I guess, that came out of being at home. But
yeah, I mean, you send me like 50,000 TikToks all the time at like 4:00 in the morning. So.
They're so relatable. They're so relatable.
They are though.
And they're so funny. But so that's how I guess it's been affecting our like general lives. And then also working at home isn't as fun as it used to be, because I used to work at home 2 days a week when oh my gosh, okay. She's giving me a face. But when we were like actually like, going in the office, I was working at home 2 days a week, and I loved being able to work at home those 2 days. It just felt a bit more comfortable. But now it's just like have to work. It's like it's work now. It's not working from home, it's just work now. So I don't know.
I agree with you. Like I always say this when she says, "Yeah, I'm working from home this day," and it's like, "Oh my god, you're working from home? How lucky!" But now it's just like, now that I get the taste of it. At first, I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't have to go out," but now I feel like I'm missing the office. I'm missing that separation of life, because now everything is in one area. Like even shopping, like I order my groceries online, so I don't have to go out. Work, relaxing, like it's too much in one space. I'm ready to go back to the office. I mean, safely, of course, safely, but
yeah,
like, I'm ready to go back. And I don't know. I guess it's just that kind of feeling of knowing that you can't go out, so you want to go out, but it's not safe. I mean, they have put out a vaccine. They're ready to distribute it to everyone, but who knows when you and I will be eligible to get it. So exactly. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that's changed. I feel like I forgot to mention the fact that we are stuck at home. Like, I feel like I mentioned everything else, but the fact that I am stuck at home. Like, I have no life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, COVID's done I don't know. It's like it's like good but bad at the same time. Because I'm very worried about how are people going to readjust to having to go back to what we knew as normal life, like having to wake up early in the morning to commute to work, or having to, I don't know, like my thing is, I wonder if I'm going to have like, I don't even know if this is the best word, so if I offend somebody, I'm very sorry, but like COVID PTSD, where like if I'm not wearing a mask, I'm going to go crazy. Or if someone's like walking around, I'm like, why aren't they wearing a mask? Or why are you so close to me? Like 6 feet, back up 6 feet. So it's like, I wonder if I'm going to take too much of what I learned in COVID over when we're allowed to be out and about living our best lives again.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And I was thinking about that the other day too, because I don't know, because I feel like we may actually go back in the office. Maybe I feel like it's gonna be sometime later this year, and I'm just interested to see how that's gonna work. I mean, there are people who have been going to work anyways now, but I don't know how I'm gonna readjust to that.
Yeah. I mean, my building's
Yeah.
completely shut down again now. So,
Really?
yeah, they're not letting anyone in the building. It
Oh.
was open, but now like everyone is back to working from home. Could be because the cases are spiking again.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, interesting. So I guess it's kind of, so I guess these are just examples of, I guess, how it's affecting our daily lives. And part of our daily life, like as you mentioned, is, we had some plans this year to go to some concerts that were unfortunately canceled. And in place of the concert cancellations, a lot of artists started having virtual events that we've talked about in previous episodes. So, I mean, that's something that
It's
happened.
not the same though. It's not like we mentioned in many other episodes, like it's not the same. It's like an atmosphere. Like there's the atmosphere
Yeah.
of going to concerts and it's not there. I mean, I will say one thing I'm really happy is when BTS did their, was it Bang Bang Con?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where they had all of their older, or is this like something different?
Oh, Baby Con, they did a medley of their old songs.
No, I'm talking about when they had the YouTube thing where they played all their older concerts, like all their old concerts.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That was before Baby Con, I think, wasn't
Oh, what was that called? Was there a name for that, or they were just like, oh, we're playing all of our old episodes?
I can't remember what
Episodes,
if that had a.
concerts.
I can't remember if that had like an actual name. I know you're talking about. They had like a whole weekend where they played all of their old concerts.
Yeah, and I woke up at ridiculous times to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. I I don't know if that had like, I don't remember if that had a name.
Okay.
But I
For some reason,
remember
I thought it
what
was
you're
called
talking about though.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Just because like I got to see the concerts that I saw clips of from like before I was like a diehard BTS fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate that because they wouldn't have done that if we were if everything was normal. So I really appreciated that. I mean, I have to say I really appreciate how not just K-pop artists but like kind of all artists really adapted to what was happening and tried to be there for their fans even through this tough time, because music is something that we all can come together about. So that was really cool. I will say one thing we also missed is that we were going to go see BTS's what's it, Connect BTS art installment in March.
Yeah.
That was when that's when things really came to New York in that time, so we weren't able to make it. So yeah, we had big plans. We were gonna go eat and everything. See, everything revolves around eating with us. I mean, we always try to make big trips out of it. So we're like, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to this bookstore, we're gonna go thrift shopping here. Like,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen. So maybe we can do that next year, hopefully, sometime.
Hopefully.
Probably won't be until like October, December, because I don't see anything going back to normal until then. But yeah, those virtual events were helpful.
Yeah. Okay. So, moving into the next section that we were going to talk about is any interesting news, or I guess the top news that came out of 2020 that that we'd like to touch base on. So one of the top news that came out was the whole incident with Sam Okier and the blackface criticism from earlier this year.
Yeah, so I know we talked about the whole Sam and the blackface criticism a while ago. We really went into it, but even when we were looking through, like, okay, so what are the most interesting or like the most shocking news items that we've talked about or heard about, or even if we didn't hear, like whatever that we didn't get to talk about, I'm still shocked by this just because like in Korea, they really love this man. And so for everybody to like give him so much hate for it, it still shocks me to this day. And I guess it just shows how quickly people can turn on you if they don't like something that you have to say or that criticizes them or what they care about. And then also I guess the other part of that was that like it's not that I'm shocked by it, but it's just I'm just like fed up with it. That blackface is still an issue that we have to talk about, period. Like not even just within K-pop because it's still happening, whatever, but like just in life in general. Like I feel like we're in 2020. Like can we just get it together and know that it's wrong? Like we live in a world where we're too connected for you not to know. So yeah, I'm still shocked by this, but I'm more so shocked because they came for Sam so much and really went in on him after all the love they showed him. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have too much that I was gonna kind of add to what you had said because you kind of said everything that I was that I agreed with because we talked about this before. But I guess the part that shocked me about this was the people's their defensiveness of some people from what I saw. Like, oh, he should be deported, and if you don't want to be here, go back where you came from, and all this stuff. Like, literally, because he said like one thing, he was trying to help educate you. That really, and it's really not even his job to do that. And I think that was the part that still shocks me to this day when I think about what the news story. That was the part that was just like, wow, like really, you want to deport him for saying something that is factual, and trying to help you all not look racist? I don't know. I don't know. But okay. So the next one that we've also talked about that was kind of shocking for this year that came out was AOA Jimin. This news story, I guess, of AOA Jimin bullying a fellow member, Mina.
Yeah, I think for me, see, we talked about a lot about this again. But I think still for me, it's just shocking how public Mina got with her experience, and it's shocking in the best way possible because I feel like being a K-pop fan, I feel like a lot of things have just kind of been brushed under the rug or hidden or stopped from being public. And to have something like this occur is just like crazy to me because they always try to keep things under wraps because they don't want anyone to ruin their image or something bad happening. And I don't know. I mean, Mina, it really affected her, and you can tell even after we reported the story, there was a lot that happened with it afterwards. And so, yeah, I mean, Jimin completely left the music industry. I don't have anything to update if she's going to come back or if she's going to do anything else. I don't think she should. I don't think she has that right to do so, but whatever. I'm just a little old K-pop fan over here that has a lot to say. So yeah, I was just shocked by how public everything was.
Yeah, I think the shocking part for me about this story was the fact that she quit the industry after this came out. I mean, I didn't think that she was going to actually quit the industry. Maybe leave the group. Is leaving the group the same as quitting the industry? I don't know. But and then the fact that I wasn't surprised that the bullying happened. Maybe, like you said, it was the public part. But I mean, I don't know, because I've always felt like, you never know what goes on behind closed doors anyways. But in this case, we really didn't know what was going on behind closed doors. But I don't know, to me, this is the one that, that was the shocking part to me. The fact that she actually quit the entire industry. I don't remember if she actually apologized.
She did. She apologized online.
Okay.
On Instagram, I think, but people didn't really like that apology. So
yeah, it was a while ago, so I couldn't recall. But anyways, okay, and I think this is, and thankfully, this is the only case that this, I think that where this has happened, I guess, in K-pop this year, where someone actually quit because they were bullying someone, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the only other things that I saw with bullying were people like accusing K-pop stars of bullying them like back in
Yeah.
middle school or elementary school or whatever.
Really?
But yeah, but nothing like a fellow member doing it to another one. So
Mm. Okay, which leads us into the next one that we also talked about. We talked about a lot of these, but
yeah.
these are the ones that are just like the most interesting of the ones that we kind of talked about. So moving on to the next news item. This one was uh was pretty interesting. So so it's the Irene incident where a stylist who was working with her said that she was verbally assaulted by Irene.
Yeah, this one still gets me to this day because I truly don't understand what the like stylist intentions were, because I remember when we were talking about this story, she talked about how she had it recorded and all this other stuff, and I was just like, it's kind of crazy because she said she walked away and by the time she got back Irene was gone. Like, of course she's going to be gone because she's off to do whatever she has to do on her schedule.
Yeah.
It is kind of messed up that Irene didn't feel the need to apologize, but I guess when you're heated or you're upset or your mind's just like 14 different places, you probably don't have like the time to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I just did this, let me go apologize to this woman. But I mean, I mean, she shouldn't have gotten verbally assaulted, that like she said, but I don't know. I just feel like there's something shady that was happening there, but I
Mm,
guess by this point it's probably cleared up and everything's okay, but I don't know.
I don't know. I just think that the interesting part to me is that it seems like after this occurred, like Red Velvet's activities were stopped. And I don't know if it was because this incident occurred, but they had like a few places that they were supposed to show up at after this happened. And their appearances were canceled, and they've been kind of silent since this happened. So, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that this occurred,
Mm-hmm.
but I just think thought it was kind of I just think it's interesting how their activities have kind of stopped recently, but maybe it has nothing to do with this. But so I don't know if it's been cleared up or not. I mean, we haven't heard anything new outside of that the stylist I think came back and said that she did apologize for but so anyways, I just thought this was just something that was interesting that happened that we had wanted to talk about briefly. Um so the next couple of items, I guess, that we wanted to talk about was, I mean, okay, so before we get into these, I mean, we just think that, BTS has had a very interesting year this year. And the reason why we have wanted to highlight BTS's milestones this year is because we feel as though they accomplished a lot, even in the midst of being in a pandemic. Just in their not just BTS but also Big Hit in general. This has been kind of a big year for them. So I just thought this was interesting that they were still able to kind of flourish in this environment with the pandemic going on. And it's almost as if I mean, outside of the fact that they couldn't have like actual in-person concerts, but it almost feels as though it was kind of like a regular kind of year for them. And I don't know. So for instance, one of their milestones that they had was they were nominated for a Grammy that we talked about, which we talked about in a previous episode. And that's a huge deal for them and for K-pop. And I would think maybe Korean artists in general. But on the flip side of that, the one thing that did come out that we didn't get a chance to talk about was that there was an article that came out before they were nominated, basically the article was basically kind of going through their struggles as K-pop artists, or as K-pop artists trying to get a nomination for the Grammys, which we saw as a little bit problematic because they were essentially comparing their struggles or their difficulties with that of Black artists, and their struggles and their or the I guess not really struggles but more so difficulties, I guess, with earning Grammy nominations and also winning Grammys in certain categories. So we thought that this kind of went hand in hand. So although it was a milestone for BTS, the way the article leading up to the nomination was kind of problematic, and that was something that we didn't get a chance to talk about before.
I feel like I was really excited for their Grammy nomination, and just hearing that it's like, I felt like they, at this point, the Grammys would have nominated the guys. I don't see why they, like, I feel like they did everything they needed to do in order to get the nomination, which we now know they were nominated, but before this we weren't sure. And then when we read the article, I was just like, it's not the same. Like, you cannot compare the Black artist struggle that they're having with getting proper recognition for the music that they're making to BTS not being nominated, because like what I saw, like a lot of people were saying this, and I agree with this, is that black people that are here in America are American, like that live in the United States are like, they're American, and it's they're living here making music in the country, and the country that the Grammys are in, that the Grammys mainly focus in. And so it's harder to do that, and not harder, but like it's you the struggle is more, I guess, prevalent, or it's more related to the Black American artists that are trying to put their foot in the door, get the recognition that they wanted. Whereas BTS, love them to death, but they're an international group, and they're not going to have the same struggles, because someone did mention, like, they have their own award shows and
Mm-hmm.
and all of these other awards that they can get. And so they are being recognized in their country for what they're doing. Where here in the United States, like, Black artists aren't always getting recognized for the work that they're doing. And so that's something that I agree with, because they're on two different, it's like like, it sucks not to be able to be, it's, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, for them, they already have the recognition, and
Mm-hmm.
globally they are recognized. And so
Mm-hmm.
for them to come over here and say, oh, we want to be recognized for the Grammys, okay, we get it. You should be, because you're talented, but you can't say it's the same thing as the Black artist, because we're not getting. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a Black artist, but like, I feel like Black artists aren't getting the recognition they deserve in their own country, and so the struggle is getting the respect that they need in their own country, whereas
Exactly.
BTS already has that respect.
Yeah, I remember when this article came out, a lot of people were saying, which I also agree with, that basically that you know this is a secondary market for BTS and just for K-pop artists in general, and anyone
Mm-hmm.
who's not from this like country, like this is a separate market, and so for them to compare their their struggles with artists who's as Black American artists, this is their primary market because they're Americans who make music.
Yeah.
And for them, so it's just different. And I mean, I just felt some type of way when I saw that, because it's like, they're not the same. It's not the same. But I mean, they did deserve the nomination. I'm not saying that, we're not saying that they didn't deserve it, but it's just that the way that they that the article was worded and the way that they kind of did that comparison, I felt like it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
And they should have just focused more on the lack of maybe the lack of international acts in general maybe being recognized at the Grammys. That is kind of like us, because the Grammys is kind of like a standard. It's the standard, I guess, one of the standards, I guess, in the music industry, just globally. So if anything, the article maybe should have focused more on that and not so much piggybacking. Is that the word? Is that a word? Piggybacking off of another culture. And then I also feel like they've kind of been they've talked a lot about their donation to Black Lives Matter, and I feel like they keep bringing it up over and over and over. And they also mentioned it in the article, and it's just kind of like, okay, now it feels like a PR move and not something that they genuinely just wanted to do out of because they thought it was because it was something that was needed. It just feels like now that they just did it because like they had an ulterior motives, kind of. But yeah.
I just want to say this. This isn't like on our list of like most shocking news or most interesting news, but I feel like I can't remember if we really dove into this or not, but this whole Black Lives Matter and the K-pop industry thing really shocked me this year because it was just crazy how it took them so long to just say something or to do something. And it was just crazy, not just BTS, but just many of the other labels or other artists or whatever, because they take so much from Black culture, like we've mentioned before. And so it's just like, what took you so long? Like, I understand that, like, some people were saying that the donation will take time and they want it to be confirmed before they said anything. Okay, fine. Keep the donation announcement separate, but then say something about what's happening, because that's not something, it's not just an issue that's happening here in America, but it's also happening around the world to Black people. You just may hear it more from the United States, but it happens everywhere. And I've seen like stories of people saying that. And so I don't know. It was just so crazy with like the industry, because the only people you saw at first that was saying anything was Korean American artists that were here. Like AOMG, like all of them, and you had like Dumbfounded said something. And I think even Dumbfounded called out some of the K-pop artists, like, you wanna take, but you don't want to give back when it's necessary. And so I don't know.
I think Crush said something too.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't mean to talk over it, but I think Crush said something too. Like, I thought it was interesting that it was the K hip hop R&B artists that are really the first ones to kind of step up and say something. And even to this day, there's a few companies that haven't said anything about it. So, and they're still and they're still you know, and they're still having issues with like, not really blackface, but I don't know how to say it, but they're having some cultural appropriation maybe issues still. But anyways, but it's going off on a tangent.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, I even brought this up like off the side notes, just like when you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, it just felt like that. And then like I think what really got me, and the reason why I said this was because you felt like they were doing a publicity stunt. And like, to me, all the companies that said it after Big Hit came out with something, that's when I felt like, oh, you're only saying this because you felt like, oh, it's okay for you to say it now that somebody took the first step. And it's crazy because a lot of people, I don't know if it was like for days or for a very long time, like I know K-pop artists were like, okay, so you're gonna say nothing, so you're not saying anything, you need to say something because you took from us, so help us. You love it so much, you want to wear braids, you want to wear do-rags, like you want to have hip-hop, you want to rap, but you don't want to help the people. So it's just like, I don't know. Clearly I'm still heated about it to this day, because I guess just because there's still like blackface, and we still hear about people like wearing like, well, I don't know who's the person that just did it, but he wore like the little dread fake dread hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
I think it
still,
was Pendery. Yeah.
yeah, like you still hear about stuff to this, so it's just like crazy. But anyways, I am getting off my soapbox, and I'm gonna
Okay.
step down.
Okay, no, that was it's interesting because I didn't even really think about that because we might have talked about it a little bit briefly, but we didn't really go into depth about that part. So yeah, anyways, we were talking about the BTS, and so another thing that was um big, I guess, for Big Hit is that they acquired a number of labels and they went public. I mean, this was just a big year for them. And then in addition to that, I don't know. I think okay, so this is, I guess, is the overall kind of story, I guess, or not. It's not a story, but I mean, news item, I guess, that happened. But I feel like what's more interesting, is kind of the after effects of them acquiring these labels and going public. Not so much the going public part, but mostly the acquiring the labels part.
Yeah.
Because they announced that they're going for New Year's. They're going to have a family concert, what they're calling a family concert. I saw it's. I started to see how like uncomfortable like the atmosphere kind of is when maybe I don't know when they released the whole Dynamite sing along video. um and some of the members in these other groups look like they did not want to do this video. And it made me uncomfortable watching it because I'm like, do you not want to do this? Or and it was just a little bit awkward. And it also felt awkward because it made it seem like, I guess to an extent it's made it seem like BTS built Big Hit.
They did.
And it was kind of like, if you don't if you don't fall in line and sing this song, then I don't know, maybe there was some like we're not gonna promote your new song, or I don't know. Like it just felt like, and some people have put in the comments, which I kind of agree with. I mean, I know Dynamite is a huge song for not just for BTS but for Big Hit in general, because I mean it's a song that they were even nominated, that they were nominated for the Grammys, and it was like their first like number one song on the Hot 100 Billboard chart. So it's a big song, so I get the impact. But I felt some type of way when they put this video out, because it just felt kind of like clearly BTS is like the headliner or the head honchos or whatever of this label. And I wonder how the other groups felt on about that, because a couple of the groups have been in this industry either longer than BTS or as the same amount of time as BTS, and it's just, I don't know, it just made me feel a little weird.
I mean, I agree. I think they need. This is difficult. I agree with you that it does make it seem like BTS is the hit honchos, but like low key they are for Big Hit. Like not for like all the other labels, but like for Big Hit, they're the reason that they survive. Like they're the reason they're able to acquire these labels. They're the reason they're able to go public just by the money that they've brought in. Like without BTS, who's Big Hit? Like I mean, it's kind of messed up to say, but like really, if you think about it, that they're the big group from there. But I agree. I don't know. I feel like they should have waited a little bit on this family thing, because some of the artists that were acquired with these labels, like they were their competition, like legit competition before. So it's kind of weird. So it's like now I'm singing my competition's music, but we're supposed to be family because we're under the same label. But it's kind of awkward. Like, give me time to adjust, because this all just happened with this in the span of this year. And so like I'm very sure they're still trying to get used to not only how things used to be with their label, but I don't know for sure, this is just my assumption, but I'm assuming that their leadership has changed and the way their labels run have changed, and probably going under the process of Big Hit. And so they really got to adjust to that too. And so I don't know. it's a lot. But I mean, I hope in the
Yeah.
future it gets better. But I mean, out of these two things that we talked about with like Big Hit and BTS, like, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy they got nominated for a Grammy. I wanted to say that earlier. But like, I'm really happy they got nominated for the Grammy because I don't know. I feel like that might open doors to more international fans. So yeah, because I was really happy when I heard about it. So
Yeah, no, yeah, I was excited for them as well for the Grammy nomination, and I'm glad that they are getting. I mean, I'm glad that they are getting bigger, and they're not, because I mean, it makes sense that they're going to grow as a company in general, and they are adding on some. They did add on some new groups, and they're starting to add into new groups into like the actual Big Hit label company.
yeah,
So it's a natural progression for them, I guess. I agree that it seems like it's going to take some time. The family concert, maybe it's happening a little bit soon, but I guess they figured they have so many groups under them now that they have the bandwidth to do something like that and capitalize off of, again, these online concerts. So, but I mean, it is a company, so I mean, companies are supposed to be making money, so I don't know. That's what they're there for, right? Um, and yeah, I don't think I had finished because I think earlier when I was talking about the dynamite thing, just like really quickly, because I guess what I was trying to say, I don't think I actually said it because I was thinking about something else while I was saying it, but I think I just hope that they give the same energy to the groups that they have under them now that they have with BTS. So like if another group gets like a huge song like Dynamite, I hope they do something similar because like the way that, and even though they are technically I guess the head honchos of Big Hit now, BTS, I also feel like it was kind of wrong for them to do this to make it so apparent. But like I felt like it was like very apparent when they put this out because I don't know, because I don't think I've ever seen any other. Maybe there have been other labels that do this, but I don't think I've ever seen any other labels do something like this for one group. Like I've seen like in like song festivals where they would do like medleys, I guess, of songs from within that, like big songs from like one or two companies or something like that. Like the members of I think I'm trying to say, like the members of the company would do medleys of big songs within that company. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about it now. I just thought it was weird, but
I agree, and I don't think it was necessary because they've done so much with that song already.
okay. And so the last news items that we wanted to talk about was, lately with cases are rising, unfortunately, across the world. And in addition, and as a result of that, more K-pop idols, I guess more K-pop idols are being tested for COVID-19, and some of them have actually contracted the disease. And yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's interesting that I wonder because I was just wondering if they've been getting tested in the beginning because performances have been going on since the beginning, and it's only within the last like month or so that stories have come out like, oh, this person tested, this person's positive, this person's negative. Like these types of news reports are now coming out, and so I'm just wondering if from the beginning they've been getting tested or if they're now getting tested because cases are rising, or maybe they're getting tested, or maybe they're just making it public, I guess is what I'm saying. Are they just not making it public that they're getting tested?
I think it's just that, like, maybe they've been getting tested, like, throughout. Like, you know how people here, like, if they go out, they may get tested, like, once or twice every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they've been doing that, but like you said, cases are rising. Or maybe, I think, like, in other countries, so I don't know if South Korea is one of these countries, like, the restrictions have been really lifted and you could kind of do whatever you want as long as, you wear your mask or whatever. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if maybe they had a little bit more freedom, and still they came, like, they were able to go see more people, and they came in contact, and then they
Mm-hmm.
brought it back, and then now it's like, oh snap, now everybody's getting it. um
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was silly when they had, you would see award shows and some of those idols wouldn't have masks on, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's not like you're all seeing the same people, you're not around the same people, you guys aren't under the same label, you're not, there's no
Exactly.
like procedure for how you have to quarantine, or how like each company, like I don't know how each company, what their rules are for quarantine.
Oh.
Like you have to stay with your like your group mates forever, like you can't see anybody else outside. Like you know what I mean, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how that is, and so when you see them on stage, I'm like, this is stupid, like why are you guys doing this? And then it's just like but I am happy when I see that, like if they have backup dancers, the dancers are wearing their masks.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly the artists can't wear their masks because they have to sing, and you got to see them sing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just want COVID to go away. Go away. Like I wish it'd be like the new year, and then all of a sudden it's like a snap of a finger, and then it's just like gone, and it's just gone forever. But I know that won't happen. But
No, yeah, that'd be nice though.
yeah, it's wishful
It
thinking.
could. Okay. Well, now we'll move on to something a bit more happier. We're gonna move into our favorite comebacks and releases that came out this year. We had numbers. There's so much music. There was so much music came out this year, and we really just focused on the ones that kind of stood out for us. Or the ones that maybe there's songs that we still have on replay that came out like early this year. So the first one that we want to talk about was Wonho's debut. I remember being very excited for Wonho's debut. This also was like fairly recent, but I still remember like feeling really excited for him because of everything that he went through with Monsta X. And yeah.
I agree. I was really excited for his debut. I think part of it was also because I was like, I don't know what he's gonna come out with. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what he's gonna come back with, because I've only seen him in like the realm of Monsta X and not him by
Right.
himself. But I mean, that boy came back and he was on fire. I mean,
Yes.
he was looking good. But
Yep.
not that he didn't look good before. I don't know. It was something different with him when he came back. he was like, y'all might have thought I was gone, but I'm back today. You're gonna remember me. But I really like that. But I will say one thing that I think was like very smart of him was to come out with what was the song, Losing You, like a nice
Mm-hmm.
slow song as like the first song. It was very meaningful, and
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that was really smart for them to come out with that, because it was just kind of his like, hey guys, I'm back, hey. And then he released another song and he was like, I'm back. So I don't know, I'm just okay, I'm done. I'm like reliving the whole debut moment over again, so I'm gonna shut up now.
Oh. No, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with everything. Okay, let's move on. So, actually, I think I'm gonna move on to. For me, I was also really excited for Kai's debut because again, I've only seen him in the realm of like EXO. I mean, I knew he was. I think, and I also knew him as more of just like as a dancer, not just a dancer, but I knew him as the dancer or as a dancer in EXO. And so I was really interested to see what he was going to come out with. And I thought it was gonna. I knew it was going to be. Some of the songs on his album would be considered, I guess, kind of sexy. And I figured he was going to do something like that from his performance. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed. I feel like I'm over the place. I was a little bit disappointed that, I think it was Confession was the name of the song that he performed on, at the Super M tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was going to be on his album, but it wasn't. But that's okay.
You
But
sound
with
very
that song,
disappointed.
I was disappointed. Oh, but I mean, it's okay. Whatever. But I thought, but I was figured he was gonna do something along those lines, and the lead single, really, it's up there with Confession. This is the this is we were talking about earlier about like artists wearing do rags, and I mean I don't think I have an issue with the gold do rag or silver, not gold, I think it's silver actually, do rag type of thing he has on his head in the video. I guess in general, I just wanted to say that, I was really excited for this, and I thought it was a really good debut album. And I thought all of the songs were good, in my opinion.
I agree with you. All the songs. I feel like this album is in my like rare albums where like I liked all the songs. There wasn't one where I was like, "Ugh, I don't like that." Oh no, but I liked them all. It was a very he did good for his comeback. I will say though, the video, I don't know why, but like it just gave me Taemin vibes for some of it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was like the dance or the outfits. I don't know, but I was like watching. I was like, this gives me a little bit of Taemin, but like a like a aggressive Taemin, like a
I'm about to say like maybe like a rougher.
yeah, like a
Taemin?
rougher, like if Taemin decided to be a little rough around the edges. I
Move your head.
don't know. I like bucked a little bit when I said rough. So like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it was like I don't know, but it wasn't like, to me Taemin is like a pretty sexy, where like Kai is like a sexy, and so
I hear what you're saying.
and so like that's what it gave me. It gave me those vibes. I don't know if it was like the outfits or like the way he was moving, but I mean all of this to say that that's a compliment. I think Taemin is amazing, and so just complete comment. But yeah, I really like Kai's comeback or debut, solo debut.
Okay, so we also had Twice's comeback. This is my favorite Twice comeback. Their comeback for Can't Stop Me, and they just recently released. I don't know if the videos come out yet. I know they performed "Cry for Me" at at the Mama Awards, and I think they released the official audio. I think there's a choreography video. Anyways, I like that single, and I liked the Can't Stop Me comeback, and this was my favorite. This is my favorite because I feel like this is mature Twice that we're seeing in 2020, that we saw in 2020, and I don't know, I'm here for it. I love mature Twice, because I feel like for the first time they seem like young women in their 20s. Yeah. And I really like the 80s type of vibes that Can't Stop Me had in general. And I like the album in general. I actually bought this album. I never bought a Twice album before, so yeah, I liked it enough to buy the album.
I agree with you. This is a good comeback. I when Melissa brought hers, I brought mine. So we both bought the album. I agree though. Like this, I don't know if it's because like I'm older, and so I feel like I really love like this mature vibe that we're getting from them, because you're just like, oh, cutesy. But this mature Twice, I'm digging it. I'm loving it. So I'm really happy they came back with this.
Same. I feel like they're starting to become which makes sense, because they've been out for like maybe like, what, 4 years now. They debuted in like 2015, 2016, right? I think. I feel like they're starting to be in that like part of the upper echelon of like girl groups at this point, because they've been out for so long, and they're starting to make like more like mature like music. Like they're not like trying to stay in like one concept anymore, the cutesy concept. I feel like a lot of the of course the new girl groups that are coming out, they're usually going to be more cutesy. They're younger, they're doing more, they tend to do like bubblier type songs or pop songs. And I mean, Twice still does pop songs, but I just like the fact that they seem like, maybe because like you said, we're getting older. Like I don't want to necessarily listen to songs about like lollipops and bubblegum, or I don't know, like I don't know all the time. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just like that the fact that they're maturing and doing mature songs now. So next we have August D. The song that we wanted to highlight was Dechuta. And I remember, okay, anyways, you go ahead. You go first.
I like Dechuta.
Okay.
I liked it so much. I don't know that beat, like that drop. August D did his thing. Okay, like it's so good, and like I feel like I said this the last time when we talked about it. Like the video concept, how clear it was, how you can understand it, and like just follow. It was just amazing. I'm not gonna go on about this because we talked about it before, and so I'm not gonna go crazy into it. But I love this one, and I was so hyped for this comeback because it's been a minute since I had some good August D. Oh, so it's been a minute, and I'm really happy he came back, and I'm so excited. And so, yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. This song was so, and it was so hyped up. I was so, yeah, I love August D. Period.
Period.
But and I still can't get over. I feel like I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. The promo for this mixtape coming up was really good, and I love the. I'm not that I love it, but um I'm still a little bit upset, I guess, at the fact that Sugar was like, "Oh yeah, my mixtape's not coming out until whenever," and then this drops, and we're like, "Oh really?" I'll never get over that. I'm never gonna get over that. But it was worth the wait. This title track was everything, and the production value behind for that video, and again, like you said, like the story, so good. It was so good. And I love the fact that he mixed his traditional um, music with like modern music. It's just a good song. It's just great, and nothing. I feel like anything else, at least from what I've heard of recently. There's probably is something. Yeah, there's just so much music, but I feel like there's nothing that's come out since then that sounds similar to that song, and maybe that's why even almost a year later it still sticks out to me. I mean, the mixtape itself was really good. There's a couple songs on there that we both really liked, um but I think it's also why the song still stands out, because nothing else has really come out this year that sounds like it. um the next artist who came out, Itzy, came out with Not Shy. And I personally just really loved this song. I don't know why. I just thought it was so catchy. Like I've said it before, I feel like Itzy is like they're like an it girl group in K-pop, and I'm so excited to see where they go in the next this year, 2020, or not this year, in 2021 and beyond. Like I'm just excited for them as artists. And this song was just so catchy, and the video was so good. I loved the concept of the video with the whole like sort of Quentin Tarantino type of vibes to it, and just the whole concept of them stealing treasure, and the treasure turned out to be cake. Like how cute is that? It turned out to be cake. They robbed someone because of cake. But it also made me think, like, how hungry did they have to be for them to rob someone of cake? Or how deprived of desserts. Anyways, okay. Was there anything you wanted to?
I guess a little update from the last time we talked about this song. I said I didn't really like the song. The song has grown on me since then. I've heard it a couple times, so I understand why Melissa was so hyped about it when we first talked about it. But I will say with Itzy, I agree. They're a great girl group, and Melissa, you just mentioned how like a lot of the girl groups that are coming out now have like that very cutesy bubblegum feel to them. I feel like Itzy does a great job of still having that like edge to them. Kind of reminds me of like how Blackpink had an edge, but they also are able to sprinkle in that cutesiness that I feel like a lot of people like with some of the girl groups, and so they find that really good balance. And so that's one thing I really love about Itzy.
Okay, so moving on. The next artist, we were both really excited for this artist. So CL, I think we recently talked about her as well. She came back with a couple songs, but the song that we wanted to highlight that still stuck out to us, I guess, towards the end of this year was 5 Star.
Yeah. So okay, like we have mentioned that like CL was coming out with something. I feel like the only one we talked about was oh, I forgot what the other one was called. Post Up.
Okay.
Um she came out with that one. We talked about that one. But when this song came out, I was like, this is a jam. I love it. And I don't care what nobody says. Her and Ian are dating. I don't care what nobody says. The chemistry between these two look too real for me. And if they don't have that in real life, they are wonderful actors. Okay. Because it
Mm-hmm.
was so good and I loved it. I loved it so much. I still listen to this song. I mean, it didn't come out too long ago, but like it's on my top for this year. And I mean, CL is like queen, so I love her.
Yes, same. I still listen to the songs like every day. It's so good, and the video was so cute. And I agree with you. Either they're dating or they're just very good actors because their chemistry was amazing. Um, and yeah, and I'm excited for her actual album. As I did see, this must have been a few weeks ago now. At this point, but it was supposed to come out later this year, but she postponed it to next year. I think she said to put out like better quality work or something along those lines. It's postponed to next year, so I am excited for that. And yeah, CL's amazing. She's an amazing artist. And yeah, this was a really great song. So next we have DPR Ian. He came out with a couple songs, "So Beautiful" and "No Blueberries." I think last time, as in the previous episode, we did talk about "So Beautiful," and the most recent song that he came out with was "No Blueberries." Um, I Out of the two, I don't even know if this like it's I feel like at the same time like I don't feel like I'm qualified to even judge because I feel like he's so artsy and so like I don't know, like I feel like out of the two I preferred sonically No Blueberries. um I felt like No So Beautiful was more of a like artsy kind of song and video. But maybe I also because I like DPR Live, so maybe it's also why I liked No Blueberries. But I thought the features were great. I thought the collaboration for New No Blueberries was great. In general with C because I was with CL and DPR Live, so and so the next artist that we wanted to talk about was Lehigh. She came back with a song called Holo. And this one, I felt like we had to put in our top 2020 um, songs, I guess, or a favorite part of our favorite comebacks or new releases, because I just thought it was a really beautiful song and a beautiful video. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I already went on about how much I love the song, but I will say that it was amazing. And I really missed her music, like some of her newer music. So I was really happy when I found out that she was gonna come back with something new this year. Even though it wasn't like a full album or nothing, it was really nice to hear her come out with something since I don't know. I feel like it had been a while since her last album came out. So
Yep, I agree. Okay. So the next artist is Hyolan. And Hyolan did come back with an album. But the song that we wanted to talk about that, we still love to this day was Say My Name. And yeah, Amber.
Say My Name is still my jam. When it comes on, I'm still dancing to it. I think this is a great, I don't know, like pick me up kind of song. It
Mm.
felt, I don't know, it's just like there's nothing too serious in the lyrics. It's just get up, have fun, dance around, like jam out to it. I loved her hair, I loved her outfits, I loved everything about the video. So yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun song to just dance to, and I love Hyolan's style, like the this
Hmm.
genre that she's doing. It's kind of sexy, but not like too sexy. And the dances, and I think I've mentioned this before when we talked about this previously, but I love how the dance is like easy enough where like you feel like you can dance with her. And yeah, so really good song. Okay, so the next artist is Everglow. Everglow came out with La Di Da. Personally, I think the only thing I really want to say was that I really loved the concept for this song and the video, and I liked, and I liked the direction. I liked the direction that this group was going in for this comeback. It's so different from Bon Bon Chocolat, and it's different from the other song that they did that I can't remember right now. But anyways, I just thought this was a song that stood out to me that I still enjoy listening to.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very catchy song, especially the chorus. I remember when we talked about this, I really enjoy like the outfits and just like although they had like amazing set, like a lot of the dance scenes were very simple, so I really like that.
And finally, the song, the last artist that we want to talk about was A Pink. I wanted to highlight A Pink just because, before this year, I mean, I think I had known of A Pink. I kind of knew who they were, but I wasn't too familiar with their music. But Dum Dum, I think that's how you say it. That song came out this year, and uh, I I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this song, and I enjoyed the video, and again the concept. And I realized that they're a really just solid like girl group, and I know they've been out for years. Um, so I don't know. I guess I really like this song. Kind of made an impression on me personally because I started to become more of an A Pink fan after I heard it, and it made me go back and listen to some of the other songs that came out. I think maybe last year, the year before, that that before when I heard, it, I was just like, this is okay, but so now I'm a fan of theirs now.
Yeah, this was the first time I heard the song when Melissa was talking about it. So it's a good song. I'm shocked that maybe I don't know if it's just like I'm not following the right people, but I'm shocked that a lot more people didn't talk about it. So I think it's like a really good song.
Maybe we'll try and highlight more of, and one of the things that we do try to do on our podcast is listen to other artists outside of maybe some artists that we talk about more often than others. And so I don't know, maybe next year we'll try and listen to more of this types of music, like maybe by A Pink or maybe I don't know. But anyways, okay. So that's our favorite comebacks and new releases section. And now we want to move into the last part of this episode, which is a K-drama quiz that we're going to do.
So like the last time we did a quiz, it's on BuzzFeed. It'll be linked in the description. So we tried to do something that really wasn't K-pop related. We wanted something along the lines of like K-drama because the last time we did it quiz for the end of last season, we did I think we did a BTS quiz. And so this one for the K-drama, it's which K-drama perfectly matches your personality. So we're both going to take it at the same time. And we're just going to answer the questions. If you guys want to play along, like you can press pause, go open it, and then you can play along with us. So I think that will be fun. So the first question is, what is your dream job? And so the options that are given is surgeon, lawyer, nurse, video game designer, makeup scientist. What's a makeup scientist? Or Olympian. Is a makeup scientist like someone maybe who like creates the makeup, like making sure like it's pigmented enough or like the formulas are correct, probably?
Maybe.
Okay. I think I'll choose. My dream job isn't on here though. Maybe a lawyer. What are you gonna choose?
Oh, I was looking at, so you specialize in makeup, shampoo, deodorant, lotion, other personal care products. Okay, so it's around research and development of basically makeup. Just want to clarify. Um, and I think I'm going to choose. I was going to choose lawyer. I think it might be interesting to be a video game designer.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm going to choose video game designer.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is, what do you do if someone bullies you? And so the options are tell them to stop, and if they don't, then you fight them. Ignore them. Who needs to deal with toxic people anyways? Tell your friends or family. Change your ways to fit in better. Fight them or cry. I don't know. Fighting's definitely out the picture because I can't fight. So
yeah. Funny story. Okay, I don't know if it's a funny story, but in college, maybe we'll go over the tangent. In college, I went to a house party, and this girl did try and fight me.
For what?
Okay, so
you can't tell half a story. You gotta give us the details
over everything. Well, okay, so I was at a house party and my phone was actually stolen, whatever, and so I had thought that there was a girl next to me, and I thought she had stolen my phone, and essentially, I guess it was dark, and I guess I was panicking because someone stole my phone, and I thought it was her, and she was about to fight me. Anyways, the people that I was with, they pulled me out, and then I started panicking, and it was a long story. But long story short, I think I was probably going to. I probably would have fought her. I don't know if they hadn't pulled me out. But I was also panicking.
Adrenaline gets you. Huh? I said adrenaline will get you.
Yeah. But I think in general, so it depends on what kind of bully. Okay, so I think I would ignore them, because now that I'm older, because I think that's when I was like 18. I think I was 18 when that happened. But I'm older now, and I'm wiser. I know that fighting is never the answer, guys. I don't know, but maybe this depends on the situation, but I would ignore them, and who needs to deal with toxic people anyways.
Yeah, I agree. So it brings us to the next question. Do you like meeting new people? No. Where's the no? Let me stop.
Both of us were like, no.
Okay. Okay, let me go through the
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
It says, I love meeting new people as long as they're kind. Another one is depend on what vibe they give you. Oh wait, hold on, that might be me. Sometimes I have no idea if they want to be friends or something more. Wait. Okay. Yes, but they're often scared of me. Sorry. Then it's no, it's easy for friends to betray you. And the final one is no, I'm focused on my own career. At first I was going to say no, but truthfully, I feel like for me, it depends on what vibe they give me. I'm a big vibe person.
Yeah, I wish there was like a multiple choice.
I know, right?
Because I would go, it depends on what vibe they give me. But that I mean, not that I don't love meeting new people as long as they're kind. I don't know. I don't love meeting new people. I'm not good at starting like conversations. Wow, these questions are really personal.
It's supposed to be your personality. It's based on your personality.
Because I was going between depends on what vibe they give me or no, I'm focused on my own career.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not so focused on my own career that I don't still like to go out and like have fun,
right?
And potentially meet new people and make new friends. So I'll go with depends on what vibe they give me. Usually, like if someone's, I don't know. Anyways, okay.
No, I agree. I mean, there have been people that I've met where like, if I felt their vibe was completely off, I was like, I don't like that person. I don't want to talk to them. Get them out of my way. Get them out of my face. So after you answer that one, the next question is, what is your ideal date? Oh, wow. Okay. So it says, I'm not trying to date anyone right now. And then there's dinner at an expensive restaurant, a motorcycle ride in the countryside, getting coffee together, going sightseeing or hiking, or going to a movie. I'm kind of stuck between getting a coffee together and going to a movie.
Oh, see, I wouldn't do going to a movie seems very like high schoolish to me. I guess because, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would do that.
Oh, I love
movies. That's not my ideal. I just like, so is this first date or just this is ideal date?
Oh,
because I feel like getting coffee together and going to movies like a first date kind of thing.
So okay, so are we answering this in the sense I was looking at it like first date? Wait, I didn't mean to click anything. Because none of the other ones really. I guess it depends on what date it is. You know what? I thought it was like first date because the first one says I'm not trying to date anyone right now, and so it's kind of like it's the first date or whatever.
Well, I guess you could look at it that way because I guess I was also thinking that. Anyways, I think I would go sightseeing or hiking.
Okay, I'm still trying to decide between coffee and movie because it really depends. Like if I'm trying to sit there and like talk to you for a very long time and have a full-on conversation, but then like all you're doing is getting coffee, so that means you're not really eating anything. And I'm not one that can just sip on coffee and eat nothing. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with going to a movie because I love movies, and depending on what kind of movies a person likes tells a lot about them. So
okay,
I
just feel like I'm doing the sightseeing or hiking one. I just feel like, I mean, reason why, because I was thinking, I just feel like with a movie, it doesn't want to give you a chance to actually talk to the person.
You could talk in the beginning,
but if you get there on time, well, you're early anyway.
Yeah, so. I always get there. Sometimes I get there before even the previews start and the lights are still on. So I usually have time to sit and talk.
Yeah, I normally get to a movie right when like the movie starts. Like I factor in the 15 minutes or whatever of the previews, so I'll know how much time I have to get there.
Oh, terrible. All right. So the next question is, what drink do you prefer? So we have coffee, beer, wine, cola, juice, and water. Oh, it's water for me.
Depends on the situation. Like in the morning for work, I want coffee. If I'm going out,
but what do you prefer?
I like wine. I guess it would be between right now. It's in between water and juice.
That doesn't even look like juice to me, to be honest with you. It looks like a smoothie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with water. I'm going with water. I said I'm gonna go with juice. I'm going with water. Okay.
Next is what? Oh, these are personal questions. What's your ideal type? Someone scary, brave, and sweet. Someone who doesn't judge me on my looks. Whoever I love. Whoever I love. I don't care who. Someone with a sense of humor, but can be serious when they need to be. Someone who will run after you when you get upset or annoyed. Or someone who is not afraid to stand up for me. Wow. Some of these could be combined in one and I would be happy.
Yeah. Like you want someone who does most of like basically all of this. So how do you choose one?
I guess, would it be someone scary, brave, and sweet? Because like if someone's scary, that means like people aren't going to come mess with you if you're with that person. And if they're brave, if something happens, they'll stick up for you. But they're sweet because like they're nice to you. So you don't have to worry about anything.
That was a whole roller coaster. I guess.
Someone who doesn't judge me for someone with humor. Oh, but I like someone with a sense of humor.
I know the one that I don't, at least for me personally, I don't want someone who would run after me when I get upset or annoyed. Because obviously, if I'm leaving, I don't know, I want to be alone. So that takes off one for me.
Honestly, when I watched that, I automatically thought about it's not okay to be okay when he was walking after her. She got mad. Oh, snap. You didn't see that part. I forgot you didn't finish it. Okay.
No, not yet.
No, yeah, because I don't know. Okay. Anyways, if you guys watch that, you know what I'm talking about. In the part where like he is walking away and she's yelling. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go with the first one because in my head it makes sense. Oh, but the funny one is funny. I mean, I don't know which one. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to take up too much time. I'm just gonna go with the first one.
I'm gonna go with someone who's not afraid to stand up for me. I don't know. I just feel like that's a quality that could be helpful in the future. I don't know if that's the right word, but like someone who's like if someone was talking bad about me, or I don't know, like in my head it makes sense. I'm just gonna choose it because I can't really like eloquently talk about it right now.
Okay.
But
and so once you finish that one, the next question is, what is your style? I throw in whatever I have in my closet. I try to look stylish, but it never works. Business casual, formal, casual with a bit of elegance, comfy and chic. Can I just get a comfy one? I'm not really chic. I'm just comfy.
Lately, it's been comfy.
No, that's like my life period.
But sometimes, I mean, when I go out, I do try to look stylish, but I don't think it works. I feel like I end up just looking regular. Like, I think I look cute, but I'm just like wearing jeans in the top.
Throw on whatever I have in my closet. I guess that would be me. Throw on whatever you have in your closet is kind of comfortable. And I guess that would cover anything, because like if you have something cute in your closet, then that would be okay. I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna go through this.
Okay. Casual with a bit of comfy and chic. I try to talk. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Comfy. Okay. I gotta pick one. I try to look stylish, but it never works. That one's really calling my name.
Then click it.
I just feel like whenever I'm just gonna go with it.
So the next question is, what K-pop song do you listen to the most? Okay. Cheer Up by Twice. I don't listen to K-pop. That is not part of our answer set. Okay. Boom Boom by Momoland, Love Shot by EXO, Red Flavor by Red Velvet, and Spring Day by BTS for me.
Yeah, but to say it's Spring Day by BTS for me.
It's Spring Day. Okay. And you say you chose Spring Day too?
I sure did.
Spring Day is one of my favorite songs. Okay, I'm not gonna go on this. We're moving on. What's your favorite color? Red, pink, orange, purple, blue, and I'm guessing this last one's supposed to be green, but they don't have green as underneath of it. I'm stuck between blue and pink. Like, I wear a lot of pink, but I always say blue is my favorite color.
I chose blue.
Why is this the one I get hung up on?
I don't know.
It's so stupid. Okay, I'm gonna just pick pink. Pink. Like, I love blue, but like I wear pink a lot.
I like blue,
but I have blue on my hands right now. Okay, I'm gonna go with pink. So this is the final question. Which of these places would you like to visit? Paris, Egypt, Jeju Island, New York, Hawaii, Tokyo. Wow, I want to visit all these places.
I know. Well, we've been to New York, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to go back. Tokyo, Hawaii. I kind of want to go to Jeju, honestly.
I really want to go to Egypt.
Egypt would be nice.
I just want to see the pyramids.
I just feel like it's gonna be hot. I like how that's my deciding factor, is that Egypt is hot. But I want to go to all these places. I'm gonna click Jeju.
I'm gonna click Egypt. Oh, okay. So I got Strong Woman To Bong-soon, and I have seen this one. It says you have an innocent look, but in reality, you're very much the opposite. You love to tease your friends and be sarcastic and show off when you can't. You're usually underestimated by people who don't know you, and when you're given a challenge, you stop at nothing until you've completed it. Sounds accurate.
And I don't know. I mean, sometimes I care what others think, but most of the time I don't. Mine doesn't sound very accurate, but okay. Love Alarm.
Have you seen it?
I thought I was gonna watch that, and I thought it was a stupid drama. I I'm questioning my choice over pink and blue. I probably should have chose blue. I got Love Alarm. You are more on the introverted side and care a lot about what others think about you. You would rather have an app tell you who loves you than having to go through the phases of dating and find out if it's a real connection or not. Okay, so part of this I agree with it and part of I don't. I am kind of lazy, so it'd be really nice to have an app tell me like, yeah, that's your person, but I do care if it's real connection or not, because it says you don't care. I should have picked blue.
That's what you decided. If only I picked blue, I would have gotten.
I would have taken it again. Anywho, okay, so those are the results that we got for the quiz. If you guys took it, please let us know what you got, what drama that your personality fits. I also wanted to mention that this is the last episode of the year, and we will see you on January 20th. And yeah, so what are some of your K-pop highlights from this year, or anything else that you felt like maybe should have been on our list? And you can let us know by connecting with us on Instagram and Twitter at @the_AM podcast. The links are in the description. If you like this episode and want to hear more, subscribe to the podcast. Again, thank you for listening. Hope you stay safe. Happy holidays and have a great new year. And we will see you in 2021.